Welcome to Day 29 of Patriots Faith Awareness Month.
These men, along with their families, paid a huge personal price so that all Americans who followed these patriots could benefit from their wisdom, hard work, and sacrifice to end up living in the United States, undeniably the most blessed nation in the world during our lifetimes, and quite possibly in all of history. The last line of the Declaration of Independence is this:
For the support of this declaration, with firm reliance on the protection of the divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
This is how these men kept their pledge. This was the price these men and women paid for us. 5 signers were captured by the British as traitors and were tortured before they died. 12 had their homes ransacked and burned. John Witherspoon lost a son in the Revolutionary Army. Abraham Clark had 2 sons captured and imprisoned on the notorious prison ship Jersey. 9 of the 56 fought and died from wounds or hardships of the Revolutionary War. Carter Braxton of Virginia, a wealthy planter and trader, saw his ships swept from the seas by the British Navy. He sold his home and properties to pay his debts and died in rags. Thomas McKean was so hounded by the British that he was forced to move his family almost constantly. He served in the Congress without pay, and his family was kept in hiding. His possessions were taken from him, and poverty was his reward. Vandals, or soldiers, or both, looted the properties of William Ellery, George Clymer, Lyman Hall, George Walton, Button Gwinnett, Thomas Hayward, Edward Rutledge, and Arthur Middleton. At the Battle of Yorktown, Thomas Nelson, Jr. noted that the British General Cornwallis had taken over the Nelson home for his headquarters. The owner quietly urged General George Washington to open fire. The home was destroyed. Nelson, like Morris, gave millions of 1780-era dollars to the war effort. Nelson died bankrupt as a result. Francis Lewis had his home and properties destroyed. The enemy jailed his wife, and she died within a few months. John Hart was driven from his wife's bedside as she was dying. Their 13 children fled for their lives. His fields and his grist mill were laid to waste. For more than a year, he lived in forests and caves, returning home to find his wife dead and his children vanished. A few weeks later, he died from exhaustion and a broken heart. Lewis Morris and Philip Livingston suffered similar fates.